What's going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always, and let's just go on and get into it. I just got back from watching Star Wars Rogue One, like just now, still got popcorn in the teeth and everything, and it was an experience, man. It was really fun. I'm kind of going to discuss everything about it. Like, before I even got to the movie, got the tickets early. We go there, we wait. I got there, it started at 10 a.m. I got there around 9. There's only about 5 people in front of me, and I'm waiting there. And this stupid little blonde girl comes out after about 30 minutes and lets us in, and says, gives us the rundown. If you bought your tickets online, you got to go through the box office and handle that. If you have your tickets, cool. They let us in. The lady in front had, the one that rips your tickets, had no clue what was going on. She just took her tickets, and that's all she had to do. That was her only job. Because there was no glasses. It was 3D. So we had to literally, for anybody that bought their tickets, had to go to the box office and say, can we get our glasses? Glasses. I went with the person I went with, which is usually my dad. We see movies together. That's our father-son thing. And we got our seats, and then I went to go get the glasses. Now, I went to this stupid uppity blonde bitch, and the one that let us in was now taking tickets and stuff like that, or selling them. And I went to the box office, and I said, I need the tickets. Here's my thing. And she goes, oh, I need 2 tickets to give you glasses. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you were there. You saw all of us, you fucking bitch. So I had to go back, get my ticket, my dad's ticket, come all the way back. Proof. I went up and I just said, hey, I need glasses. And the chick wasn't there. It was this other guy. I went to a different line. And he goes, oh, grabs a handful. And I go, I just need 2. And he goes, here you go. And and that's it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he was going to give me 2 more. I was like, I only need 1. So this chick was like in full-on authority mode. And this dude, if I would have went to him first, I could have just got my tickets. Would have been fine. Would have been easy. Anytime I've ever gone to a movie like this where they have like a line, I've been to a few where you don't actually have to wait in line at the ticketer, the box office, whatever it is. I've never had to wait in line there. I've always just had to. They usually have them like inside, so this place was just very half-assed. So we get in, we get the good seats, big screen, movie starts, and I don't want to get on too much about the actual details of the movie. I'm just going to kind of go on the plot, not the plot, well, that's the details, the flow of the movie. The movie was very much in the beginning around the girl, the main chick, or young lady. It kind of told her story with her dad, the guy that played Hannibal Lecter. That's a good image, isn't it? And it kind of set up her story, and then from that, it very much depicted the rebellion. If you wondered when you watched episode 4, if you were curious of what was going on in the rebellion, while Luke and Leia and all these other people were doing, Hondo and whoever, whatever they were doing, and you were like, I wonder what's like the behind the scenes, the politics, the stuff like that. It didn't get super political, but you got to see Mon Mothma. You got to see oh god, I can't remember his name now. One of the old chancellors. He was in Organa. We got to see Senator Organa, and it was the same actor from 2 and 3. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that. I don't think that's really much of a spoiler. If you've looked it up, you probably, IMDb, it probably shows him right there. But that was awesome. It was a big kind of like, oh, hey, I recognize that guy. When I saw Force Awakens, we got a lot of cheering when we saw the Millennium Falcon, when we saw Han Solo, Chewie, all those people. Not so much in this. We got really nobody going, because it wasn't one of those like moments. How else to continue? Forrest Whitaker was not somebody I wanted to see in the movie. I think he did his role. I think he did it right for whatever moments he was in. I think he did a good job. I liked his character, and I thought he didn't ruin it. What else? Trying to like get into the specifics without really getting into specifics. I'm trying to be vague. How to be vague. I thought Governor Tarkin, oh man, he was great. the actor that played him, which I don't know if it's the same guy or not because it looked like he had some CGI on him. There's another character that was meant to resemble somebody else that had some CGI in them too as well. So that's kind of a thing that you might see in one or two characters. CGI to make them look like a certain or existing character, but younger. I don't remember a lot of the names from a lot of the people in here, like the Imperial Leader, the Black Troopers, like are they Death Troopers? I don't actually remember what they were called, but it's the like the main kind of villain for the longest time. What was her name? Juna? I can't remember her name. The main girl. God, I'm such a horrible Star Wars fan. Everything's just getting so new that I just don't remember these people's names. They're not like important enough for me to like remember. I mean, I can remember Ezra Bridger, but I can't remember, these people. The main guy wears the all white. He was the guy who was in charge of the Death Star, and the Hannibal Lecter guy. I feel so dumb saying it like that. Jesus. It was his friend, so if you've seen the movie or you've seen the previews, you know who I'm talking about. Their interaction was really great. I thought everybody that performed in the movie was really good. I thought the performances, there's nothing cringy. There's nothing like, what? What did he say? Or why is he... Like, I recognize... No, it was all done well. The writing for this movie was perfect. The main villain, though, his personal guard, which were like these black troopers... they were pretty badass. They had a weird every stormtrooper had a similar voice, if not the same voice, because it comes out of the helmet. But these guys, you couldn't even hear what they were saying. It's a whole new thing, and it was really cool. I liked the difference between the troopers. I had a lot of fun with that. A lot of the scenery, the cinematography was incredible in this game. The special effects for the Death Star were out of this world. No pun intended. The Death Star looked incredible. One of the things I said in my other reactions was I wanted if they were going to revisit something that was already out, I always wanted to see one of the 4, 5, or 6 redone with today's technology, and I think we definitely got that. I will kind of talk a little bit about Vader. It's not really a big spoiler saying his name because in one of my reactions we got to see him. I will describe one scene with him, and I'll kind of leave it to that. Somebody had to answer to Vader. Vader had a good, maybe minute-long scene of straight dialogue. We got to see hear James Earl Jones, talk and be the Vader goodness. We got to see a little bit of a different side of Vader for a split second. Think of, excuse me, that popcorn, man, it's deadly. Think of when we saw Vader in his whatever tank or pod or whatever that was, pressure zone, and I think it was it 5 we saw that, or was it 4? And he had his helmet off. We got to see a version of something like that in this, which was really incredible. I liked the way they took it. And we got to see him talk, and we got to see him do a little bit of a little bit of pinch here and there, a little bit of choke. No BDSM or anything like that, but he's wearing the leather. I'm sure he can go for it. So we got to hear a lot of a good chunk of talking from him. I enjoyed it. I thought that the way they portrayed him, the way that they wrote for him in this new revitalized script, or from different people, I'm assuming, it was good. I didn't really go, man, that's not Star Wars. That's just not how it's supposed to be done. No, I thought everything kind of fit together. It's very funny that with The Force Awakens, a movie that I didn't really like at all, I'm liking parts of that more than Rogue One. Those movies, just to kind of give everybody a preference or understanding, is they're polar opposites. Rogue One is a movie with a lot of story, a lot of dialogue, a lot of explaining. You get to hear over some announcements of certain names that you go, oh, hey, I know that person. It's governor this or whoever that. So you get to see a lot of that, or hear, a lot of that. So it has a lot of dialogue, not a crap ton of action, but some. There's a lot of good fight scenes. Like when we watch Force Awakens, and you're like, oh my god, the X-Wing scene, that looks incredible. There's a lot of space battles in this movie, which was really fun. I enjoyed it. Maybe not a whole bunch, but there's not a lot of individual clips of this stuff, but there are monumental battles. It's not just some short little thing. It's a good chunk of a space battle, and there's like 2 of them, or there's a lot of action when it comes to ships and stuff like that. It's not based off of the Force, the Sith, the Jedi, anything like that. But there is a lot of just technology and warcrafts, fighting, shooting, explosions, stuff like that. Doesn't go through the whole movie, but The Force Awakens was all about action and really no good story. It's kind of crap. So they're like polar opposites. One has a lot of story, backstory, dialogue, and explanations to kind of well round the and explain things, I guess, but not over explaining, like where I got bored. Everything was very to the point, not dragged on, not too long. It was fun. Force had a bunch of just crap, made no sense. Cliffhangers were in the middle of the movie. It was just whatever. I don't know how to. I don't want to say what the scene was. I thought every character was awesome. I'll just go with that. And what I will say is if you watch the Kimmel thing, he jokingly, because I think he already saw it, goes, "Is there going to be a Rogue One 2 or a sequel to Rogue One?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, Rogue One, A New Hope or something like that." He joked, which made me think, so there's no sequel. And then there was a part in the movie, excuse me, where I started hearing or recognizing. I noticed a lot of like things. Similarities, kind of throwback things. Oh, that person looks like this person, or that's an alien race. That's that person. Like, I can't remember his name. It's a trap. That guy. You saw his race in there, and when I started thinking about or hearing names that I recognized, I go, you know what? That's a funny thing. I'm hearing a lot of names from 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. I'm hearing their names. But you know what I never did notice? None of these characters are even portrayed or mentioned in the later versions. None of them are there now. So does that mean everybody dies? Is everybody going to stay alive? Are they going to go on some great adventure? The unknown space? Uncharted? What's going on? And it kind of made me think. You get your answers in the movie. You understand everything. It doesn't leave you questioning, because that's not what this movie's about. It's not about starting up a whole new thing. It's explaining a lot and kind of tying up all the loose ends. And I think it did it well. Honestly, there was no point where I was bored. It kept me pretty entertained, and I liked it. I liked it for that reason. I said the blind guy was going to be one of my favorite characters, and he was. He was freaking epic. That dude was really cool. I wish we had more of him in the movie. I don't really know how to go about explaining the rest of this. I know this video right now, I'm kind of just giving my thoughts, like as I gotten home and just now seen it, and it's all still so fresh, but you're starting to forget things because the last of the movie's the freshest part, but the beginning isn't. I kind of want to watch the Kimmel thing because I didn't really watch it a whole lot. The robot, I don't know his name, the big tall guy, that guy was really funny. I believe that's the guy from Dodgeball and the Transformers movie, Mr. Finch, I think his name was. He was a good voice. I liked him a lot. The robot actually had a significant role and brought the comedic, kind of like how R2 and C-3PO do. You get to hear Organa say a few things, about his daughter, which kind of leads up to seeing a cameo by 2 robotic people you may be interested in seeing. All very quick, all very fun. You'll get to see it when you see it. And I will say, I'll end with this. We'll just end the video right here with this one thing that I have to say. Was that loud? Excuse me. The ending of this movie, maybe not the very, the ending chunk, like the last 5 minutes of this movie was better than any Star Wars movie, cartoon, or video game ever made. It was the best part of the movie. You wish you could see it throughout the rest of the movie. You wish if they had, hopefully when we have a Boba Fett movie, we get to see more of these characters, or character, I should say. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I said I wanted to see something with today's technology, with today's graphics, and I was not disappointed. This last scene was one of my favorite scenes in anything I've ever seen, Star Wars or ever. In Marvel, DC, any anime, whatever. That the small little clip, maybe a minute long, maybe 2 minutes long, was awesome. It's everything I ever wanted in a Star Wars movie, because it was just fun to watch. I was in the theater going, yeah, no fucking way, man. People were like, oh, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, nudging my dad, and he was laughing, smiling along. It was a pretty, awesome scene. I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, this is that part. This is where pretty much 4 picks up, kinda, a little bit before. I want to hear your reactions, or see your messages. If you've seen the movie and you know what I'm talking about, let me know down below and tell me if that was not one of the best scenes you've ever seen. If you haven't seen the movie, I recommend you do. Come back and let me know what you think. That ending was awesome. But with that, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, or share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. I'll see you later.